Hi guys, and welcome to another Wargame Red Dragon video with me, Bubblebox, and this is another commentary video. I'm showing this one because I actually was playing last night and I bumped into a couple of my subscribers, can you believe, and one of them is Ferdinand and the other one is Warhog, and we're also playing with another guy called Imperium. We're playing against Tobago, Breakshot, Goshstund and BPT Snoek. This map is Gunboat Diplomacy. It's Conquest, so I can't remember the time limit's 1 hour, though it doesn't go on for 1 hour, I assure you. Now in this game I'm playing with a Commonwealth deck, and I'm sending up basically a Gazelle for recon, some links, I think they've got SAS in them, and some anti-air, ADATs, Falcons and a Track Rapier, and some more anti-air infantry in some trucks. And I'm heading over to Delta, towards Delta, and I'm going to be taking Echo on the way with a command unit. I'm fighting basically on the left with Imperium, and Imperium has got a Scandinavian deck, which I don't see a lot of, which is really good that he's using that deck as well. And he's heading over to the left hand side with me. Now Ferdinand, he's got a Commonwealth deck as well, and he's heading up to Bravo and towards Charlie, and looks like he's holding Alpha as well. And Warhog, he's holding on to Foxtrot with his CV, and he's got a Marine deck, so he's going to be heading off into the open seas and trying to take control of things over on the right hand side. So let's get this down to 1 times, because it was quite hectic at the start, and get the game over way. So I'm flying over. These Gazelles are really good for recon. They've got exceptional optics. They will spot the enemy as soon as they get anywhere near us. So I've managed to get my command down in Echo already, and there's the first thing I spot is an Mi-28 and a load of trucks coming down the road there. So I decide just to stop my choppers, because this is definitely going to have some anti-air in it. I don't want to run into that, and I unload my SAS and just push my SAS forward as quick as I can to try and take down this chopper and try to keep good control of my Gazelle, meanwhile getting my anti-air up as close as I can in case they bring in a load of air once they spot my troops and Imperium's troops. And Imperium sending his choppers right over to the left and getting his units unloaded nicely into these buildings. So it looks like it's going to be quite a fight here for Gulf and also for Delta. And I just pull back my lynxes, try to get them out of the way, and push forward my anti-air a little bit just to try and take down these choppers, and in preparation for any aircraft that come over, and get my SAS into positions to defend. They've got some Gornostrelki in here, and my lynxes managed to get some shots off. They've got a Berzewski anti-air unit here, which is going to get some shots off at my lynxes if I'm not too careful, which I believe they do. Now in the meantime, Ferdinand has run into a bit of trouble here. He's bumped straight into a load of tanks and armoured vehicles. Whether this guy's got an armoured deck, I'm not sure. But his Centurion marksmen get a bit of a pounding, and he gets his Challenger 2s in on the action, although he does pull them back, try to keep them in safety and get his Fusiliers into the trees. And on the right hand side, Warhog, he's put his domination down on the seas. He's brought out a Congo, Oliver Perry, to support his Congo, and he's bringing in some recon, probably for this island here, so that he can keep an eye on what the enemy spawns out. Now I did think he had some choppers out early on as well. Oh yeah, he has. He's got 4 Pumas here waiting in case if this unit does spot any ships, his Pumas can start to attack those ships when they appear on the sea. So Ferd's been asking for a bit of help here. He probably won't get any at this stage because none of us have got hardly any points left. He does bring a Gazelle up just to see what's going on over here, but he has got quite a decent defensive position despite not having that many units. He's got these marksmen to fight against anti-air. He's got 2 big Challengers there that should be able to pick off anything that comes over the bridge, and he's got some Fusiliers he's just putting into the trees there. So I doubt they'll be able to advance across that river. Now in the meantime, on the left, my lynxes are still having a go at all their infantry that have appeared here. It looks like we've got rid of that Berlusconi anti-air unit, My SAS looks like they've been doing a bit of damage. I'm pushed forward my other SAS unit, trying to get into these buildings over here, and this SAS unit moves forward to try to take control of these buildings to stop them coming over this bridge and get control of these trees here where they have got quite a lot of units, and Imperium is helping me in that respect by attacking these buildings over here. So hopefully we can get complete control of this side of the river, and luckily on the left hand side Imperium has also got control of the left hand side of Delta, which means in control that we've also access to the side of the river ready. So we've got control of these three bridges and this area here, so as long as we keep this, we're going to be able to reinforce and try to flank them on the left hand side without having to push across these rivers where they're bound to have units in these buildings covering those bridges. So lots and lots of units over here. They're bringing up lots of reinforcements. My SAS have got in position, and Imperium's put some units in there as well, and I'm bringing my Lynxes, which actually get shot down, unfortunately. I've got plenty of anti-air here. Well, have I got plenty of anti-air? I've got one track rapier. My Gazelle's surviving over here, keeping an eye on everything. My ADATs have run out of ammo, so it's been quite a skirmish at the start over there. In the meantime, Third is just starting to build up. He's managed to get a CV on Bravo, which gives us a 1 point lead. So we've managed to just point ourselves into the lead over there. We get 1 point more, and they're not bringing a lot out into the sea. Warhog's brought in an LCU resupply ship and another Oliver Hazard Perry. He's bringing in a Phantom, probably going to attack that MI2 recon chopper there. See if he can take that down. Yep, there she blows. Nice one. And then it gets evac straight away. There's another cooler coming out there as well. But not a great deal happening on the sea at the moment. I'm sure that will hot up shortly. But a lot of their pressure seems to be coming over here. And then we spot this MI4 coming in to try to take control, or to wrestle control of Delta from us, but really haven't thought about that. They haven't. It gets shot down, in fact. So we're still battling for this clump of trees. I think we're kind of winning this battle here just for this clump of trees, but what's going to go on after that, how we're going to push them back further, I don't know. Now they have managed to clear Imperium from the northwest part of Delta, which is a bit of a shame, because if they push us completely out over here, we're going to have trouble getting across this river. So we've got to keep this area at all costs. Third in the middle is sort of holding ground and building up, so hopefully he'll be able to push quite soon. He's brought in some ATGM infantry squad to try and snipe some of their units, which is a good move. And Imperium's bringing in more infantry. I mean, he's going to place some over the other side of the river before they push his Kustergartens out. And we have managed to get complete control of this side of the river now. I've got a Falcon in the trees. It looks like they've got no more units over there, although I am kind of running out of ammo for my SAS and my Milan, so I do bring in 4 supply trucks. These are really nice supply trucks with 10 health points, so they can take a hit as well. They are bringing in more infantry, it looks, in choppers. And they're still trying just to probe forward, and they've definitely got quite a lot in the northwest side of Delta now. On the sea, Warhog is doing okay. He's pushing his units up to try and take control of their sea spawn point, although they're not really bringing much out on the sea currently. He's bringing in some more recon. He's got quite a lot of recon already, but he's bringing in some more. So hopefully he will eventually... It does take quite a long time on the sea because you have to sort of make sure you've got enough points. And if he pushes forward too much, they might just spam out a load of ships all of a sudden. So he's got to be careful, and hopefully he can manage to get control of the whole of the coast quite soon. Third, a little bit stuck in the middle. Oh, he's got some Milan squads out there now. So, and looks like he's going to start artillerying them as well. He's bringing up some track rapiers. Now I'm bringing up some units over onto the left side of the map, to try to make sure we keep some presence over here and start to push around. There's no way I'm going to try and push over this river. I'm going to come up and try flanking around this side, but they obviously are getting the same sort of... They realise they've got to push us off. They're bringing in a whole load of BMPs with infantry in, a load of choppers coming around there. I've managed to get my SAS into position, which should deter their choppers at least, and just push them forward just to try and engage with these choppers with their man pads. In the meantime, I've brought some more ATGM squads in. I've got my logistics trucks, which are going to start resupplying hopefully these units in the buildings here. My ADATs need resupply as well. Hopefully I'll move them. I've brought in a couple of gunships in case if anything happens, and I'm just bringing some Gurkhas as well, which are good against infantry and good against armoured vehicles and tanks up close as well. And I start just to move things into the tower, back to the tower, expecting to resistance once I get over here. There's a flare going off over there. We've spotted there, they've got some MLRS which are creating a bit of havoc at the moment. Now I believe I bring in some artillery here, and I do start trying to take out, or at least to stun and damage their MLRS squads. So it looks like Ferdinand got his Gazelle shot down, so he's bringing in another one. Well, that might be the same one, he's just micro backwards and forwards again. He's trying to get some spots off in Charlie so that he can start artillerying them. And on our side of the map, I bring in more Pumas with more infantry, because I realise that there's going to be a bit of a clash over here quite soon, and they're unlikely to get over this bridge, although they do keep attacking that area quite readily. I get my supply trucks up so to resupply the SAS, and hopefully I'll resupply these Milans as well. My SAS have got absolutely mullered there, looks like by a Buratino or a napalm plane, and I just need to get them out of there before they die and get them healthed up. Now the Gurkhas spot this unit here. Unfortunately I haven't got a line of sight on it, so I will have to move them into the other building, which I do, and they immediately take out that BMP reconnaissance vehicle, and they're in a nice position now with their short range anti-tank weapons to take on anything that tries to come across that gap between the buildings. And in fact they're putting another command unit in now, which we spot, and they put some VDVs in over there. I'll bring up my SAS because they are bringing choppers up as well. Those choppers will soon attack my Gurkhas, I expect. And they've got a whole bunch of stuff in there. I do start artillerying that position as well, and bring in more units in Pumas. Now I've got an eyeball on their command squad, which I immediately start to artillery. Try and get rid of that to get our point bonus. At the moment they've got a point lead, but we have got the overall lead, so if we can get rid of this we'll get the point lead back again. In fact Falcon goes in there and destroys that. So I've managed to get a presence. I've brought more Gurkhas up in these Pumas, which I'll soon start moving forward. Now, in the meantime, Third still trying to get reconnaissance on Charlie. I'm sure he will make some moves into Charlie quite soon. And Warhog, hopefully he's going to start moving his ships forward. They're sort of moving around. I think he's going to move them over towards Charlie to support Ferdinand maybe in a push up there, but he's probably waiting for yet more units before he does his final push into the coast. Once he does that I think we will get good control, but in the meantime we are still under pressure over on this left hand side. We have been attacked by aircraft, so I brought in a couple of Eurofighter Typhoons all at the back. You can see they're range into long range anti-aircraft units over on their back as well, so both doing kind of the same thing. Gurkhas have done a good job over here, although they're down to 3 health points now. My SAS completely out of ammo, so I just pull them back in the hope that I might at some point get them resupplied. Pull my Gurkhas back so they don't get destroyed hopefully, and bring in a fresh load of Gurkhas to attack this BMP if I can get it into the building before it gets shots off on them. Hopefully. Got units coming in, armoured units. If I can get these Gurkhas into this building, hopefully they're going to take shots at these guys and get these Gurkhas out of the way so I don't lose them. In the meantime, this is going to go with MiG-29. I've got track rapiers there, going to get some shots off, and yeah, don't quite kill it, but that's going to take a long time to get back into the game now. My Milans and my SAS, they're all nicely resupplied up. I've got some Gurkhas in there protecting the bridge, so that's pretty much safe there. So the main contention, as I mentioned, is on the left here. And I'm going to need to bring more units up. I've got some SAS there, and I'm definitely going to need more units as well. Bringing in some more cargoes on this side. Slowly but surely, Warhog's making his way towards the coast. He's got some recon in there now. He's bringing up a Lafayette, and he's starting to move forward his ships into their zone. Have an artillery war, it looks like. He did try to push his Wrecker unit up, but it looks like they got hit by something. And a lot of the action is still over on this side. I'll bring in some gunships, a couple of track rapiers, because they do keep attacking with choppers and aircraft, so I hope they don't get picked off because they're going over the middle bridge, which might be a little bit exposed. But as you can see, Imperium's brought in some units as well to help out over on this side. I pushed my gunships right over to the left. I've also put a couple of Pumas over here, mainly just to stop them flanking us, and you can see Warhog has actually put a Cobra right up there to give us a bit of recon over on the left. Now they tried to bring in yet another they've put it right on the edge, in fact, but we can see it at UAZ, so that's immediately going to get attacked, I expect, and yep, down it goes. So they decided to bring in a load of T-55s, and if they get too close to my Gurkhas, they're going to definitely get taken out. I've got my SAS firing on these planes coming over. My gunship's getting knocked down. I think there's some anti-air here somewhere. Oh, it's a Barusa shooting down my gunships. I need to just get them back. I'm just trying to get these SAS over into a more left position, but keep them out of the way of this BMPT, because this BMPT will destroy those SAS if it gets a shot off on them. In the meantime, Warhog is finally making his way towards the coast, so this is going to, hopefully when he does that, this is going to really distract them and stop them attacking us quite so much over here on the left hand side. And Ferdinand, he's got some TOW 2s there. He's using mainly his artillery to support us, and I think he's using some planes as well. You can see they're still pushing in a lot of units, trying to grapple over this part of Delta, which is basically where the balance of the game rests at the moment, because whoever has control of Delta is pretty much going to win this game. So Warhog has pushed right up to the coast. I mean, it's going to take a lot of firepower to get rid of these Oliver Hazards and this Congo, and the points I'm sure they don't have. One of their guys decides he's had enough and he surrenders. And Warhog puts a twin Huey in there, just a single one, just to see probably if they've got any anti-air that he's like to come up against. Now meanwhile, still they're pushing into this corner. I'm bringing in now some tanks, because I got fed up of them bringing in all their armour around here. It is quicker for them to get it there. I bring in my own now, and these two Challengers should be able to take on these armoured vehicles that are encroaching into the left hand side of the map. So it looks like Warhog's bringing in, what's that? Oh, that's just to get air superiority over there. And he's bringing in some Corsairs, so it looks like he's going on a bombing run somewhere with all this. And it looks like Warhog's going in for an attack onto their infantry with some bombers, Corsair, Harrier, a Prowler there as well. And it gets its bombs away, but gets shot down. There's a Beruska there, and that Harrier might just get away. He does get the bombs off, so I'm not sure whether he got rid of that artillery or not. There's a Prowler there also, which gets some shots off. Probably should have sent that in first. Get some shots off into that Baruski, which is a radar type anti-aircraft. So looks like he's trying to attack them there now, so that should take away. Oh, there's a Smersh there. I think that just gets taken out by one of his ships. So that should take some of the pressure off of us now, because they're being attacked over on that side. And I have actually brought my Challengers round. Should take out these tanks. Hopefully these Challengers really powerful, especially up close. Massive front armour. Should do for this T-72 and also for this T-64B, especially if it gets too close to my Gurkhas. I've got some track rapiers here to protect them as well. Ferdinand is getting pressured on this side, And if we briefly just have a look at the overall picture, just very briefly, you can see how many units they've actually got over here and in Charlie, which is why Ferdinand couldn't really push forward too much during the game. But in the meantime, well, one of my challenges gets a bit hit, but I managed to get it to survive, and I'm going to just pull it back to get it resupplied. My Gurkhas are encountering some rifle infantry up here, but shouldn't be too problematic. Certainly they're not going to push us off of Delta anytime soon. Sebago then surrenders, which takes them down to I think 2 players now, 1 or 2 players left. Ferdinand's still trying to reconnaissance their units. Managed to see an Igla here which he's going to take out. And Warhog, well, there's not a great deal he can do apart from land some units. There's a couple of Fabeos there going to attack his Lafayette. Hopefully he responds immediately with some phantoms. Hopefully he can get one of those Fabeos. One of the Fabeos goes down, and I think the other one just, don't know whether he gets that or not, or whether that just got away. And Warhog has got plenty of fighters out here covering his ships from their anti-ship planes. Meanwhile, my Challenger's doing a good job. I bring my gunships in on the action. They don't seem to have a lot of anti-air around and about here. I also bring in some more units there. Push my track rapier up. Got some Gurkhas coming in, and I think I do bring forward. Yes, in fact they're there. A couple more Challengers, a couple more track rapiers. So we've got a really good grip of this side now, and we're ready to completely flank them over on the left-hand side if they start to lose too many units. Now what they do here is they start to try and push along the river. Now Ferd has got these TOW2s here ready for an attack, but this is quite a big attack, as you can see. They've got some big tanks coming in across the river. So this could be a last desperate push for them. Warhog has got complete control of the sea now. He's got air superiority and lots of ships over there, so there's no way they're going to gain control of anything over there. We've got complete control of the other side of the river over here now. Good attempt, but Ferdinand had that one covered. And I continue to push forward now. I've got my Challengers going forward. I've got some gunships. They appear to have run out of anti-air, so I just flood them forward a little bit. I push my Gurkhas forward, and they are now getting flanked. Still got a few infantry in there, which my SAS should take care of. Ferdinand brings up some more anti-tank units just in case they continue their push, but I think they've exhausted that prospect now. So we're not that far off winning. What have we got through? We've actually got quite a long way to go. They could hold out for quite a long time yet. But Warhog is doing an aerial assault in towards India. He's bringing a couple of twin Hueys with some infantry in. We'll soon have a look to see what that is. Oh, they've actually got some infantry in here. I'm sure that will get bombed quite soon. So Warhog has actually got some light infantry, and these are really good against pretty much anything. So they'll be good against lightly armoured vehicles, other infantry, anything. They're not good against his aircraft, but these ships here will take down any aircraft that come at them. So they bring out a load of aircraft to attack. It looks like, I'm not sure what they're attacking. Oh, they're just air superiority fighters. These are going to attack the Centurion marksmen and the Challengers by the looks of it. They get taken out. And he brings in a couple of Eurofighters and a Phantom as well to finish them off. Very nice. In the meantime, I continue moving forward. I send my Pumas forward to sort of make do scouts, bringing my tanks around, bringing my Gurkhas up, the other Gurkhas, bringing my 3 tanks here right through the middle now. And in fact they quit to end the game. So that was quite a decent game. I think it's basically most of the battle occurred on the left hand side. They went pretty much all land based. I don't think I saw one ship from their side come out, although they might have brought one out but I didn't see it. So Warhog basically took over the sea and did do a bit at the end there to try and assist us into ensuring their surrender. The main things that he did over there was keep air superiority. It's really important when you have ships and you're pushing forward with your fleet to have your fighters out constantly in the air, which he did to prevent them shooting down any of his ships towards the end there with their anti-ship planes. And as far as Ferdinand was concerned, there's not a lot he can do, because I think there were 2 players that went down that side at the beginning with land troops, so that got him sort of bogged down a little bit by the river, and he did pretty well just to stop them crossing the river. And me and Imperium basically taking on the other 2 players on the left hand side where most of the action occurred. So a nice game. Thanks to everyone for playing. Please do comment, like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.